Does the Canadian Immigration Department, also known as the IRCC, make mistakes? Is the IRCC a super efficient department that knows exactly what's going on internally, is mistake-free, and has excellent communication with its stakeholders both internally and externally? Of course not. The reality is IRCC is riddled with mistakes, miscommunication, and internally they're compartmented in a way that nobody knows what's going on in the other departments inside this immigration department. Hello, my name is Reza and I work with Inway Canada's licensed team, which helps applicants for Canadian immigration. Let me make this clear, I'm not an actual YouTuber, but I work hands-on with our licensed team in Canada and work on applications and communicate with the immigration department in Canada and overseas embassies on a daily basis. These videos are made to share our hands-on knowledge with an audience all over the world. Let's look at the common mistakes that IRCC makes regularly and how to avoid them, resolve, or even prevent these from happening. Remember, these are all true cases, nothing fictional about this video. Let's look at these top 5 mistakes and actual cases handled by IRCC. We should call these the Canadian Immigration Department bloopers. Number 1, forgotten applications. You've submitted your study permit, work permit renewal, visitor record, or restoration inside of Canada. More than 4 months has passed and nothing has been received. You call IRCC and they just realize that nothing has been done, no work has been done on the file since you've submitted it. Therefore, it was completely forgotten and is in IRCC limbo. This has happened numerous times to many applicants, especially inside of Canada, and their status has changed since they applied. So for example, they were a full-time student and now they've graduated and are waiting for a study permit renewal to apply for a postgraduate work permit. But now, due to IRCC's mistake or not processing the application, they have to apply and change their status without this renewal decision. This is a nightmare. Trust me. How to avoid it? Check the processing times online. And the day it passes the published processing time, you have to call the IRCC call center and speak with an agent regarding the application. What they will do is flag the file and somebody will actually start working on your application. This works inside of Canada applications, not for outside if you call the call center. The web form is pretty much useless for inside Canada applications. Number 2 on our list today, wrong name issued on the letter by IRCC. We had clients whose permanent residency was processed inside of Canada through the Express Entry Canadian Experience class. And the final confirmation of PR letter, also known as COPR, had the wrong name and address. Yes folks, IRCC royally screwed up. Nothing you can really do to prevent this, but informing IRCC through email immediately about this mistake or through the PR portal was necessary. Hopefully they will correct the mistake and resend the correct COPR, which was done in our case as well. Number 3, you applied and received an approval for a study permit, work permit, or visitor record, and it was mailed to your address inside of Canada. This has happened to thousands of applicants inside of Canada over the last 2 years, and it's still ongoing. And I'm not exaggerating here, folks. So there are 3 main reasons for this. Could be A, Canada Post mistake and it was never delivered to the correct address. After 90 days, you need to call IRCC and ask them to issue a new permit and mail it to you again. The second reason is you had put in the wrong address on your application form as the mailing address. For example, you forgot to put the unit number for your apartment or condo building in Canada. And number 3 reason would be IRCC has sent the permit to an old address on file. Yes folks, this can actually happen. I've seen it with my own eyes. Let's say you moved 2 or 3 times in the past few years while you were inside of Canada, which is normal. Or you change immigration legal representatives, whether lawyers or consultants. IRCC will issue you an approval letter with your correct address as per your application, but by mistake they will send the paper permit to an old address on file which you're not residing in anymore or may not have access to. This has happened to many applicants for study permits, work permits, visitor records, and even spousal sponsorship cases from inside of Canada. All you can do is call IRCC and request them to reissue it if it's the wrong address. Number 4 on our list, you apply for a visitor visa or another type of temporary resident visa through an overseas embassy, and you receive correspondence from IRCC asking for further documentation and clarification. This happened to one of our clients in the past year. We had completed a judicial review for a visitor visa refusal, and the Department of Justice, DOJ, negotiated to resend the application back to the embassy to have a senior visa officer review it again. This was a visitor visa, and after a month we received a letter asking for an updated letter of admission for a study permit application, and it had given us 7 days to respond. Holy moly, is this real? This was unbelievable, and we had to send a clarification letter to IRCC and ask them for at least 30 days for response according to procedural fairness and corrections in the letter in terms of the study permit versus the visitor visa. This can happen even with PR processing, study permits, visitor visas, work permit applications which are processed outside of Canada. It's not unheard of, and it has actually happened. We will leave you with a horror story of an innocent applicant inside Canada which IRCC took through hell and back. This is our number 5. The applicant was an international student studying inside of Canada during the COVID-19 lockdowns during the past 2 years. They met all the IRCC regulations, maintained full-time status, and as per the updated policies for the postgraduate work permit eligibility, they applied for it on graduation. It was refused from inside of Canada. The student who had graduated successfully went to the US-Canada border to request for the PGWP there and clarify to the officer at the border regarding IRCC's mistake and the fact that they've met all the conditions. The officer at the border in turn issued a removal order for this student. Wow, that's all I can say. After submitting a judicial review to federal court, the Department of Justice realized IRCC had made a mistake. They informed the correct departments internally, and in turn the removal order was cancelled and a PGWP was issued for the student inside of Canada. This process took nearly a year. Imagine if you were in the shoes of this applicant. That would give anyone a heart attack and make you think that the government is forcefully trying to kick you out although you didn't do anything wrong and you followed all the rules. Let's have a moment of silence for all the victims of IRCC's bad decision making, mistakes, miscommunication, and way too long processing times. Moment of silence, please. Remember, with IRCC, you're guilty until proven innocent. No joke. If you're thinking about immigrating to Canada through studies, work, sponsorship, or business, you're at the right place. We're licensed in Canada and we help applicants like yourself and your families. I don't guarantee you anything, but what I will guarantee you is that you will know what to expect, the entire process clearly laid out for you, all the risks identified, and where we can provide 100% support to you as our client. No surprises, just results. Our team speaks over 8 languages and we help applicants from over 47 different countries during their Canadian immigration process. Click the link below this video and get a free assessment. If you already know what you want and your timeline is clear and are ready to apply, 100% serious applicants only, then you can also book a one-on-one session with me using the consultation link in the description of this video as well. If you have any questions, remember that we have our weekly live schedules here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram every Thursday, 9:30 a.m. North America Eastern Standard Time, where we answer all of your Canadian immigration questions for free, live on the spot. Thank you, folks. See you soon.